knuckleheads.
Like that including Chef.
He doesn't show emotion to me anymore. I think he hates me.
Chef, how was your glorious extra 30 minutes this morning?
I woke up an hour ago.
Yeah, I figured. I actually was like mostly facetious asking you. Okay, that's set. I need to get you guys some music and minimize this a little bit.
There we go.
I gotta close some more windows. Gosh, I forgot this area is called the Feasting Cave. Sounds ridiculous.
Also, Devii, I can't believe you wanted to brand bear. Holy, wow, wow!
It's an option. It's not a tattoo.
You guys went super weird after I left.
Branding is a thing that
Dude,
people
we
do.
had the
though.
weirdest like
It's true.
stuff
Not
that
just,
happened.
I mean, not
at the
just
end of
on
the game.
animals, but like on
In real life, they do it on this. I've seen
Yeah.
that. Yeah, they do
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
They do.
That's when they didn't invent collars.
Mesh, would you like to give us a
We'll
recap
make
this
sure
week?
this is all-
Or previously on Songs of Summer. Our band of adventurers got into the Goliath stronghold, town, whatever you want to call it, and discussed for ways to make peace between the two tribes. Some of them went to the Temple of Strength and did some mumbo jumbo. Got some boosts, buffs. Some of them went to baby griffins, learned that they can't ride them, and they spent the rest of the day hanging out, talking with the townsfolk, and figuring out if they could get any tattoos done with the resources they have. They ended up putting a tattoo on Bear and gave him a movement speed boost. And that's roughly where we ended off.
Good timing. Back in the caves, you find yourselves where you left off, relaxing and planning the summit of the chieftains. What would you like to do?
Sleep.
Can I just casually walk in? Hey guys,
Why
what
is
was
it
that
though?
moaning earlier?
Was it night?
No, I think we had a long rest already. I'm just personally.
Oh yeah, we
tired.
did. You're not.
So yeah, we left off at a
okay.
point where it's a mixture of going to be table talk and roleplay here, because I don't think it's very suitable for speed or fun to have you guys travel back and forth setting this up, especially when you can tie things to Velen's owl and just fly it over, or even use the griffins to do it on your behalf. Or I guess the griffins probably can't do that because they're not really willing to have them over, but you get the point. You can get everything over there. You also, I think Dallan's character or Devi's character could pick up sending, or like something could be done in short to get that stuff done one or two of the days, and then set up a time and a location. So you guys just need to tell me here. You know what we can do is, if you want to go through any of the other areas of the cavern, you can let me know. I'm just going to kick you out to the world map so you guys can remember where you wanted to plan between the tribes. And just let me know what you're planning on doing, how many days you think you would take to do those things, and then we can set up a situation between the two camps. As a reminder, Ogilai is the female chieftain of the Wormdune Crag, and Chieftain Arn, the big guy in Sky Tower Shelter, is the Arkanathi kind of chieftain. And Kaniaka is Ogilai's mother-in-law.
I'm ready for the meeting.
I'm reluctantly ready.
What meeting? Oh, come on, mic on. Yeah, what meeting? I'm really confused as to what's going on. 'Cause I was like,
The
We.
two parties are gonna be.
oh, that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So I
was
need you
just
guys
kinda
to
like,
tell me pretty
yeah.
much where, like, what do you imagine the setting, the area will be is one thing. Like, I can tell you like what a random setting could be, but if you guys have a general idea of a location as a group that you would want to kind of deem where you would want to set this up as a neutral ground point that could be helpful, then I'm all ears. Otherwise, I'll just take over and just make something up. I mean, have something planned and tell you what happens.
I was kind of hoping for something with a larger plane with a few seats around a circle of motions, so we can have two groups.
I mean,
looking
you
at
guys
each
have
other.
as much time as you need to set this up, so I wouldn't worry too much about not having the correct details, because you can pretty much choose whatever.
uh, looking at the map, I'm thinking either a cave setup, so somewhere between both tribes, or maybe an open area but one-sided covered with mountains, so it's blocked.
Okay, so
But-
two mountain ranges like each side, and then kind of an open area with some chairs that Goldy thought might be a good idea for both parties and their bodyguards.
And then hopefully some kind of like second level cliff area to patrol or something, I'm guessing, to keep an eye on things.
Okay, so when the negotiations are going, who is going to be present?
Devii, Breker mainly are two
Could I-
talkers.
Male,
I
should be
think
there.
that-
yeah, you can come. I feel like Vanvalor would be there, but I
Yeah,
guess this is
definitely
like a
Van.
silent party
Be there.
since he's not here.
Yeah, I think
I would-
for Vanvalor, he's going to say something,
he
some
has the
BS where he
runs?
has he's got like I don't remember if he got his saber cat thing back or if he revoked that, but
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say that he's going to be doing some sort of music or some sort of support, and you can just assume that he says the things that he would normally say in this type of situation, but he's not going to be taking the lead. And I think that it makes sense, like he would sometimes feel that his connection to the wandering tribes might be a hindrance in this case, because the tribes are very different than these two chieftain tribes. Like the subcultures are very different, and he's been ostracized from his, and maybe feels like that might be restrictive to helping when he might have to make a point, and then they would just call him out on being outside of, like, being an outsider, essentially. Which may not go over well. But what I'll do is, if you guys would like to make any checks, like ability checks regarding things that do not pertain to the conversations. So a la, you guys are looking around, you're watching to see if someone else is spying on you, like when you guys are paranoid about the fox, for example. If there's something that is going on that is not directly correlated to this kind of tribal discrepancy, I will give you advantage on the roll as if he's helping you, just to be fair.
I will probably keep perimeter and make sure no disgruntled people are trying to interrupt the talks, I guess.
This is where it would be good if we had like communication tattoos, because you were like, that.
I can speak to
point-
Breker.
Number one man is moving. Number one man is moving. I don't know if you've seen Princess Diaries. It's like the sparrow's flying. The sparrow's flying.
I can still speak to Breker, so we have one outside communication and one inside communication.
It does help to have that, though. Sorry.
Okay. Would you, as a group, prefer to role play out the entire situation? Or would you like to tell me a game plan ahead of time that are some major points that you might bring to the table based off of your research?
I have a speech.
Okay.
Can we do it?
So here's if we got anything that you want to say, Breker, what I will do is I will set the scene. You guys will walk in like a cutscene, and then I'll just turn it over to you as if everyone starts, and that's where
Slow
we're gonna kick it
motion.
off. Is that okay?
Yep, me and Devii walking in slow motion.
All
Yeah.
right.
But
I
you're
will
actually
get
just
you-
walking slowly. Everyone's
Yep.
walking normally.
She turns her head and her hair starts flying in Breker's face.
Not that
Guys,
one?
what are you doing?
Probably not
We're
that
gonna
one.
be
huh?
late.
You're like, oh wait, this isn't a. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a new one somewhere in here.
I'm stiff from sleeping on the floor all night. Also, I got new coasters today. Look.
Nice-oo.
Maybe it was battle music that I got that was new. Is it this one? No.
Just that with us walking in slow motion into the.
Yeah, can we have that with us walking in slow motion into the thing?
I just
I'll-
love the idea of things going wrong as we're slowly trying to walk all cool.
Yeah.
It's like Monsters Inc. when someone trips and then they all fall over each other.
This is pretty good. All right.
I like that. That works.
The snow is blustery in the morning. Frosted tips of your nose and eyelashes blistering in the wind. Snowshoes crunching underfoot as you hear in the distance not just your own footprints in the snow. Towering above, without jacket or cloak, Goliaths in the distance, walking comfortably in the winter conditions, coming down the two hills into the underpass. You see Mesh give a signal as he gives a brief mental note to Breker as he disappears behind some cover in the upper area, trying to be careful to slink behind certain areas that he has already set up as fake cover pieces just to give him some camouflage alone as he stays within range of his crossbow. Chalcedony, you pick up that there are the correct numbers on both sides, as your mercenary background would be key here. You note that both sides also have what seems to be equivalent levels of warrior training, as far as like the tribesmen that you've talked to. You maybe have sparred with them on each side to make sure both sides are fair before this meeting has taken place, and you would vouch that both sides are probably evenly matched should a spat go out. Goldy, you also have noted a secondary area as the bouncer of this incursion, that you will be collecting all of the weapons in the side and be watching them with your brand new giant axe as to keep anyone in their place.
Nice.
The only two pieces that are in play is that the cloak of the leader of the Wormdoom Crag of Ogilai has been requested to be worn. And in concert with that, Arn will be allowed to wield his own axe, but not on his shoulder. It should be without of his arm's reach. But it will be nearby so that both sides have something that is a symbol of their clan that is present. They have also requested that a griffin be present on one side, which you, Breker and Devii, were very, very resistant towards. However, that the collar of this said griffin was to be bound with a 50-foot piece of rope that was reinforced with some sort of magical binding that Velen is now overseeing, that will make sure that the griffin's binds of its neck and collar are bound to bear so that it cannot get away or attack the other parties. As the snow finishes, maybe Devii does a quick prestidigitation to clear off the chairs. As everyone sits down, the chieftain's at the helm.
Warm it up.
And then after the clean plates has been done, maybe each seat receives a brief warming as Devii begins to do her signature tea and hands it to each of the parties. Breker stands up with a scroll.
Both of your clans hover on the precipice of disaster, and you short-sighted slugs are too blind to see it. Breker spits on the ground, and it freezes solid instantly.
Make a sipping sound with my tea.
Breker turns to the Wormtooth clan and is like, the Wormtooth numbers are dwindling. The clan is dying. The members are leaving. The cold is taking more. He walks over to the Sky Tower group. The Sky Tower shelter was unable to deal with the werebear threat, a minor inconvenience. The Hall of Carvings show a minor scuffle as some great victory. What a pathetic shade you are of your former glory. You are both floundering in your attempt to lead your tribes, and anyone with a functioning brain cell can see that you are anchored fruitlessly in this feud. Do better for your tribes. Do better or step down, because the youth in your tribes don't have the same affliction. The young leave in droves because they can clearly see their leaders are pathetic and unable to move past their own personal hang-ups. Breker looks over and points directly at Arn. You are willing to end the hostilities if the crag surrenders a family heirloom. How vain do you have to be to take a mother's parting gift from a daughter? How long would it be until you realize the shallowness of that request and you graciously, at some feast, return the cloak as your tribes regrow? Skip the drama in the gestures. There is no honor to be gained or restored in that request. Drop that vile charade. If either of you leaders want to be remembered fondly, you can bury this blade right now. Be a leader that your elders would be proud of and call family. Be a leader that your elders would be proud of to call family. Start the next chapter in your legacies. Pauses a moment to kind of let everything set in. Do nothing. Fail to end this. And I assure you that both of your clans will continue to fester and wither. However, if you shake hands and make peace, the outlook is optimistic. You are certainly facing larger challenges and problems. This endless winter is a blight on all the lands, and we'll continue to suck the lifeblood out of your tribes, drop by drop, until you rise to meet the challenge. Breker looks over at Goldy.
Your clans work together to end the ogre threat of the past. There was glory there, and your clans were thriving in the joint safety created after the threat was handled. That threat of cold oblivion is no different. This unnatural onslaught is shredding the history of your clans, and you are frozen like a knuckle-headed trout in Kermal Doom. Time is a harsh master and will erase the achievements and the accomplishments of your clan. Failing to end this bickering will guarantee that your history and your achievements will be buried and forgotten by the snow. The present course lies squarely on your shoulders.
Breker nods. The path to Valhalla in the endless feast is clear to any with feet in the bravery to take the needed steps. End this feud now. Rekindle the glory of your tribes by squashing this. Lead your tribes and reforge yourselves back into something your elders will be proud of. Breker kind of claps Goldy on the shoulder and thanks him for helping out.
The mention of Valhalla and the tightening of the grip of the bonds of friendship. The trident and the axe begin to reverberate and almost sing against the wind. The tea shifts the steam towards the two as the conversation begins and sways as the steam you can see slowly ebbs towards them, and the wind seems to be suddenly at their back for each insult backing them. No longer cold, but something that is bringing the wind of change. I would like Breker to make a persuasion check with advantage.
Can he have... If I were to say something, can I give him bardic inspiration?
You have to say something, but yes.
Okay. And for those of you who are too young to understand this amazing speech, your stubbornness is not honor or strength. Your stubbornness is weakness and your doom.
Breker, you may add a d6 to your roll if you so choose.
I was like, I hope that helps. I hope that's not going to go negative.
The final number is 21.
Cool.
You needed a 20 to pass, so very good. Mesh,
Is that
please
with the
give me a
inspiration?
perception check with advantage, please. And then I would like to give Goldy and Breker inspiration because that was amazing. Absolutely incredible work.
I
And
didn't
out of
get
character.
anything. It was
that-
all him.
Yeah, Chef, you did an amazing job writing that.
Natural 20 with a 23.
Okay. Alrighty. You see that both chieftains bristle at insults. You can even hear the chairs cracking under their fingers, raging. The glint of the crag cat shines sharply against some of the brief moments of the twinkling of the moon as the magic reflects in the light. The Akanathi and Thun Lakalaga tribes at an impasse met with an outsider and a conflict that has been leveraged to gain not just access to a single path for your group, but something that is going to be far deeper and more long-lasting than any of us may think in this world or the next. The towering Goliaths, even meeting most of your height sitting down, match their eyes and look at their tea. You can kind of see a mesh with a natural 20 around the area. There seems to be slowly popping up throughout the conversation some chewingas observing from various areas, and you clock them, but they don't seem to be interfering or even interested in doing anything terrible. But as you can tell, they are waving their hands around very strangely, and by the time the conversation has finished, there seems to be a large snowflake encircling the group that is etched into the snow. And not really visible, but more of a trench, kind of a snowflake around the group. Almost as if a playful respect to give them some space.
Oh. Arl's symbol is a snowflake. That scared me.
Yeah.
I was like, no!
The Goliaths stand up and, without a word, take a few strides together, which Breker probably would flash dangerously his eyes, but you see that the axe from one of the tribesmen was not, from Arn, was not picked up. Arn's the first to speak. Ogilai, we have this test of endurance and stubbornness has lasted long enough. And she responds with, aye, it has. A simple act of kindness to our tribe has really shifted my listening ears to think through that maybe this conflict around us is a bit bigger than our britches have been willing to admit. Given a couple 100 years, I don't think we would have ever budged, at least until a few generations have gone by, but the conflict is taking us. And as, well, the Shiny One says, this former glory is something I very much wish to return to, not even just in combat, but just for our kind's sake. There is already much unneeded hate in this northern area. We should find new life elsewhere, and maybe putting aside differences is what we need to do. I think we both need to take some form of responsibility in front of our peers. And I'll be the first to say that this is not just a misunderstanding. We both shifted the blame and held it. And so in this, on behalf of our clan, I now lift any hatred towards the Wormdoom Crag tribe of the Thun Laka Lagos. Except for a game of Goat Ball, in which we will continue our bitter rivalries until we die. Ogilai holds out a fist and says, aye, till death, Goat Balls. And he says, till death, the Griffins. And she says, the Griffins will not be flying in our neck of the woods anytime soon. And they meet fists together, and you hear a giant crack as if two boulders impact at each other as they tap fists. And Mesh, you watch the snowflake that's encircling everything just kind of like level out when they punch fists. A little alarming at first, but seeing it coming, it's not too bad. There does seem to be no wildlife in here, which is a bit odd, besides Scout and maybe the Griffin that's down there, Mesh, but you're not really seeing anything with your natural 20. When this conflict between tribes subsides, it's nothing really magical. It's just two people in the middle of a cold blizzard agreeing to put aside their differences. And that is its own sort of magic. When people can agree when they didn't want to. They both look back to Devii and Breker and Chalcedony, who's watching. Probably not the speech being done, but more so to see if anyone's going to jump after the insults were being done. Same with Mesh.
I want to say, when they look over at us, now have my respect. That it means anything or anything, but go.
Well, I suppose we I guess
Does
this is
anyone
finished,
have
huh?
a Chewinga feast charm still handy?
Oh. One of
I
us, I
think
think.
somebody got them recently.
Is it Van?
I don't want to take something from his inventory.
Yeah. I have the houses, the hut skin.
Are you referring to when they blessed us?
Mm-hmm.
I got one.
Oh. Which one did you get? You got the feast?
I got the ice troll one.
Oh.
That's not the one that I'm after.
In lieu of being able to throw a feast, one of our members is a bit under the weather today. We do need one more thing from your tribes. We were promised information about the entrance to the ancient city, a gap that appears in the glacier.
Oh, well, we could provide a guide to get there, but I do not believe we know where it is. Only that our tracking is superior to their clan. No pun. No ill will to our companions. And she agrees. She says, no, Wormdoom has been in a defensible fortress for far too long, sitting on our laurels. The Griffin's support unit in the skies has been invaluable for their scouting and food, so we have a lot of the information as to where it could be, and we can show it to you if you give us a map, but we don't have the capability of helping you find it in person, which will need to be the secondary option. If something is buried, you will need their expertise to help you.
You sure you don't have any info that you might have mentioned to us previously that you might be able to help us with if you this issue?
Sorry, what was this?
I thought we had negotiated that if we helped you with this, that you guys might have had something that could help us.
I thought we had something more concrete coming from this, not scouting reports.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love helping, but...
I'll take the hint, but... We're searching for this ancient city that has one entrance sealed with a magical key that we now possess.
Well, we can't get you in, but we can tell you where it is.
Yes, if there's any records of where it is, if you know where it is.
Yes, well, if the thing is, we have a region selection in the glacier, but as the glacier moves slowly, and sometimes the entrance may have gotten buried in certain areas, that is why you might need the other tribe, the Arcanathes, to help you get to it.
Well,
we have the information as to where it is, but we can get you there with the help of the second tribe. This is a teamwork effort on our behalf, is what Oglai would explain to you.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense, and I'm more happy with that.
So yeah, Arn says, yes, I'm very sorry that this is the way it is, but the Thun Lakalagas would be able to tell you precisely where you need to go region-wise on this, with probably an accuracy of a few kilometers or less, but our tribe would be the ones that are able to get you down into where the area might be, because as you said, this area is going to be buried, and so the entrance may also be buried.
Understood.
Especially with all of the blizzards, we'll have to get you in there. At least to the door. We can't get you in the door. That's your job.
We got the key. We'll be good.
Velen just leaves a thumbs up and like a cheesy grin. Yeah, pretty much exactly that, Cari. Just with an eye
I have
patch.
good cheesy grins.
Yeah.
She gives a wink under the eye patch.
Oh yeah, Arn is gonna mention another thing. You had mentioned something about a light beam as well.
Yes.
We did look into this over the last few days. There's something poking out of the snow, kind of like a black upside down icicle or something.
Interesting. And this is in a different location than where you're going to be taking us.
It's much closer to here than the glacier even.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We could take you there, but it doesn't seem like it's something you're interested in. Besides, it's just light coming out of. Well, the griffins are very difficult to perceive. We have like different scouting questions that we can ask them to meet, but they're intelligent beasts, but there's difficulty in. Yeah,
I understand.
So, we were able to get a couple scouting parties together and get some figment of this, but they're afraid of it for a certain context. They don't want to get too close to it because they don't know what it is, and they don't know if the light is coming from the sky or if the light is coming from it.
Oh.
So, and as you guys probably experienced on your way here, there's other dangerous creatures that even we don't want to mess with. Especially if there's a dragon still going around. I don't remember the last time we saw it, but there used to be a dragon around these parts. We don't want to.
Dragon has been dealt with. There's a greater evil flying around nightly.
Dragon's been dealt with.
The dragon has not been dealt with.
The white dragon? We didn't deal with that one. Yeah, the real one we didn't deal with.
It's such a downer.
You see Arn and Ogolite exchange the most nervous look. They're just like... just
now you know who you're
like,
messing
what
with.
the fuck? That one? There's two?
Well, there was two.
There was two.
One.
No, I'm just telling you that's the look they're giving. They're not saying anything.
Don't worry, the one that's alive seems to be blind.
Yeah, we'll deal with that soon enough. Don't you worry.
Yep.
I'm like so chiff. Don't worry, we'll do it. It'll be perfectly fine. You have nothing to worry
like,
about.
What, several days since we came in contact with him? Yeah, I like your post.
We'll be perfectly fine for this job. Also, that went quite swimmingly, if I have to say. I would have thought a bit more infighting.
Yeah, both of you did wasn't happy about the situation, but kudos or props to whomever the prop is given. I don't know how that saying goes, but you guys did a great job.
Well,
you did
it seems that
job,
you
sir.
did a good job at researching our clans and getting to know us and showing us kindness and bringing us things that we wished without any consolation. There was really only one thing you asked of us, and it wasn't beyond difficulty should this conflict finalize, but you appealed to our values and you met us where we wanted to be, and you didn't try to push on your own personal beliefs. You appealed to the things that we value, and that's very much appreciated. The greater evil is always a threat to anyone, but however, it's always hard to see that.
The enemy of my enemy.
Say, could we possibly become honorary members of the clan?
Aren't you already?
I know, but I'm extending it to all of you.
The whole thing. Hang on a minute. We had to go through a whole trial and everything to do that.
We're not gonna have to work hard for it.
I'm just saying it would be nice
Goldie.
to formally ask.
Ogilai
they have to
says,
go through
you
the
know
trial.
the
Then they
price
can-
of your trial is how people join the clan. At least in the Worm Doom side. If you want to join the other side, then maybe you'll have to do another game of Goat Ball, I suppose. But Arn has his own things for their tribe, and I'm sure that it's not going to be as easy.
Sorry, guys. I tried.
Breker kind of chuckles and be like, we don't have to be part of your tribe to whoop you in Goat Ball.
I'm content being more of a nomad myself.
Arn gives a weird, like, confused look to Ogilai, and she just chuckles. Like, she's like, yes, you should watch them play Goat Ball. It was quite the sight. Although they did, they did probably the most natural bending of the rules that we like to see. So
Most unnatural bending.
yes, that's probably the best way of saying it. I think we need to get some more wizards in our Goat Ball games, needless to say. Keeps things interesting. Just how to modify the rules, I'm not sure.
Oh, you can just have two kinds. Magic version, non-magic version.
That's true.
Ooh,
Then you gotta get weight classes in, and then, you know, might as well just forget it
And
at
we
that
might as well
point.
just be boxing.
Exactly.
Why aren't you boxing?
That got too boring. Same people kept winning.
I see.
Oh.
And she kind of does one of these.
Kudos.
With a little, it's kind of like the pointing at herself while also flexing her biceps, you know. Yeah, who has two thumbs and kicks ass? This guy.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see the fight now.
All right, so couple things. If you go back to the Sky Tower, they would give you some of their treasure.
Yay, treasure.
Money.
You can add a potion of gaseous form.
Potion.
You can
What is
add
that?
a bone statuette of what looks to be a sinister looking orc with one eye.
Can we use the potion of gaseous form in a tattoo?
I don't know, can you?
To become gaseous?
Well, how- the
But
gas
this
in the
is
toe?
very important information, so just let me keep
Okay.
going here. A carved bone statue of what looks to be a one-eyed orc. Not like a single eye like a cyclops, but like one eye has been gouged out. And
Kobold.
what's that, Breker?
Kobold many arrows.
Almost, yep. Breker, I'm not going to give you this because of your religious background. This is a statuette of Grumsh, the orc god of slaughter.
Yeah.
It is 25 gold pieces in worth because of Chalcedony's background.
Wait, what?
You are able to use your jeweler's kit to kind of appraise these.
Oh.
What about the bone statue?
That was the bone statue.
Oh, I thought there were two different. Never mind.
No, the bone statue is of a one-eyed orc god of slaughter named Grumsh. There is also a gold birdcage that is made out of electrum filigree on top of that. That is worth 250 gold.
Electrum, that's fancy.
Then you will be able to get, let's see if I can round this.
We're just on the experience screen right now.
750 gold. Just mixed coins.
Yeah, it's with the reward screen.
There are 13 gemstones between Chalcedony and Devii that you guys are going to be looking at for the tattoo kit. There are 8 agates. Agate is
Agate?
Agates.
Agate?
Oh,
agates.
that's a jewel, right?
Yes, it's a gem.
That's a
Each
stone.
of those
Gem.
8 are worth 10 gold apiece. Then there's 5 50 gold moonstones. And a 100 gold amethyst.
Because a lot of magic tattoos with those.
You're getting some mats for your mats, if you know what I mean. Let's see here. There should be...
Mats for my tats.
Okay. I think that's it for the... Yeah, that's it for that one.
Aw.
Then the Wormdoom Crag loot. I'll be kind enough to give you all of those.
You.
I think because of how the conflict went, this makes the most sense that first and foremost, Ogilai will succumb to Breker and give her blessing to Breker. And say,
Nice.
Breker, for your blessing. And she would probably pull aside Breker and Devii because Devii healed the friend as the healer. And say, it is up to you to decide who can use this. But as a symbol of the blessing being at your backs from the clan of the Thun Lakalagas, you will have my cloak.
Are you sure about that?
This is to show that we are putting the past behind us and entrusting you with the future of the threat that threatens our Dale.
That is much appreciated, but it is not needed. Genuinely.
I am
Sure,
certain
we'll
that
take
you will need
that.
it if you plan on picking a fight with a god.
This.
And she hands you the cloak of a crag cat, which is essentially, Mesh would tell you, that is a cloak of protection.
I don't know who it would be best to go to.
So one of you two needs to add it to your inventory, and then you guys can divvy it up after that, okay? I'll get to
Okay.
you. There's more than that. There is
Mesh, by the
another 500 gold pieces. And a gold pendant with chains that has an inset diamond, yellow diamond gem in it. And because Mesh would have seen something like this with your magic stuff, that diamond, yellow diamond gem that's inset in the golden chain pendant is magical. But you would have to identify it. Do you have identify, Mesh?
Yep.
Okay, it is a yellow diamond elemental gem. But the clan doesn't seem to know that it's like a magical thing. They just think it's a really, really valuable pendant. The pendant chain itself is 25 gold if you use the gem and it's destroyed. So just to keep that in mind, that if you want to make a reference of that just the chain itself without the inset diamond is 25 gold. Then there's 16 more gemstones. 9 banded agates that are 10 gold each. 9 banded agates. 10 GP each. There are 4 carnelians that are worth 50 gold apiece. There are 2 spinels that are 100 gold a pop. Or spinels. I don't know how to pronounce some of these gems, so just bear with me.
I think it's spinels.
I think it's spinels. Basically, spin ELS is how you spell it. And carnelians is CARNELIANS. And then there's a 500 gold topaz gem that is about as big as a baseball.
We are in money, guys.
Listen, you guys spent some time on this. I'm going to get you guys some pay, okay?
Thanks. More tattoos!
So no real good news on the magical people thingy front Cari, but you get some very interesting colored gems now that you can mess with because you did this.
Yeah.
And also the yellow diamond elemental gem might be a pretty good map once Mesh researches that for you guys and tells you what you can use it for.
Yeah. Or like we can
I don't remember
some sort
what
of
it is. Let me see. Is it it's an earth elemental.
Conjure elemental, basically.
Yes, but that is specifically an earth elemental.
Yeah. One-time use. Once you break the gem, the thing is innate.
Yeah, but that is like these type of elemental gems, Devii, you're looking at this and they're like, this is perfect focus for making some magic out of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you and Velen can work out something there. I believe that's it. What would you guys like to do? I put you at a little bit of a crossroads here. Gave you another decision to choose from. But you can choose to go with them to a quick scouting party to the Beam of Light area. Or you can try to find the next step where you guys go to the door.
I have to pick up my dagger, by the way.
Yeah, where was that? That was at the lady.
Laga.
Yeah, what was your desire on that? Because we can just truncate that, and I can.
Okay, it was the bone dust from the white dragon. So we were talking about a big thing. You just said big or small.
You had 2 half pouches.
Mm-hmm.
No, you said the dagger, right?
Yeah, I gave a dagger to enchant it with the bone dust from the white dragon outside their place.
And you wanted a. I asked you big or small on what front? Like how much dust you were putting into it, or bigger small as far as like dagger or short sword?
How much dust? I gave a whole pouch, which was, I guess you said 3 uses.
Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna do with this now. Sorry, I was like, why did I ask those questions? Oh yeah, it was because of this. Okay, give me 1 second. There's something pre-made that I have an idea for this already that I don't have to like actually make.
Hey Cal, all this money. Look at all the money. The shiny. Surprised you haven't said anything.
Well, she would be appraising all, or he would be appraising all of this. Yeah,
I'm appraising. That's why.
It's like, okay,
I've
this
got,
one's
I've
this
got, like
much.
a single monocle, and I'm like looking like really closely at the gems.
You have.
I mean, you've got your whole kit out. You know, you're like categorizing them like a kindergartner with Skittles, like putting them color codes.
Yeah.
Breker is also deeply invested in this and is watching over Cal's closely, very closely, and like tucking all of these very carefully into the bag of holding.
Do you guys need napkins? I feel like you might be drooling.
He's drooling. I'm fine.
Breker's eyes don't leave the golden gems at all.
Okay, I think Mesh, it's gonna be a little. Just double check this really quickly here.
I mean, we can side table it for like post game discussion.
No, I'll forget about it because of how much crazy shit's going on. Let me just make sure this is what I want.
I'm gonna forget about it.
Okay, you need to add to your inventory a okay, that's not that one, it's this one. A stirring dragon's wrath dagger. I need to see if I can find it, but it might be harder to come by.
Dragon's Wrath weapon stirring, found it.
Yeah, and it should be a dagger. So you need to see if you can find the dagger version of that and add it to your inventory, because you can't do it on the site. You have to do it within your inventory items.
Dragon touched focus. Vessel. Dagger.
If you can't find
There's
it,
no
I'm
dagger.
going into yours. and
I
see.
can add it and customize it, I guess. Change the things.
Let me just see what
There's a focus.
it might be
a
blocked
weapon.
because I'm the GM, so let me just see.
So I'm only searching stirring, and that's when I get all the ones I want. STIR. Nope, that's still not coming up. Okay, yeah.
They're like
There's only-
long swords.
Yeah, there's only a longsword in D&D Beyond. I'll add the longsword and change the damage type and stuff.
What you can do, Mesh, is if you want to finagle with this, what I would say is make a homebrew item and use that as the base,
Okay, yeah,
and then just make it a dagger,
got it.
or open that in the customizer and then like open a dagger and just like customize a dagger and just drop out all that shit in and just copy and paste it. But yeah, you can add that to your inventory for now, at least to kind of ballpark what you're looking at. But it's basically going to be a +1 dagger with some extra shit. It has something that it does when you crit. It will do a breath weapon in the area. It will also give you an extra 1d6 of the breath weapon. So unfortunately for you, the only thing that's really gonna like benefit you is pretty much the +1 in most cases, because the breath weapon and the bonus damage type are gonna be cold, because it's an ice dragon that's been buried there. But you know, +1 to hit and +1 extra damage on everything is still very nice.
The main thing is it's magical damage. This is the only magical
Correct.
damage weapon I have.
Correct. That too. All right. Good call.
Did I get anything for staying that extra hour or so when I was in the place last week?
Did you go to the other shrine or the same shrine?
The same shrine as
No,
Breker
I don't
and
think you would have
Goldy.
gained anything else, to be honest with you, Goldy. I think that's probably the end of it.
Okay.
On the plus side, I think Breker and Cal both used their one, so you're the only one who has yours left.
Yeah.
What
Use
was
the what?
what was the word that was described to me? Because I know they got courage and something. I'm not sure if I got mine. Do you know, when I look at the scribes and I see something appear to me.
Did they get a D6 or something for someone?
Because I don't think we did that. I think I left just before I was given it.
I
From
thought you
what I
both
can
got the
remember, I
same.
gave everything out for that. That should have been completely concluded.
Okay, I'll have a look at the stream then.
Okay. If you still have questions, I may have just forgotten, but the idea was not that you get a word, but that you get the D6, and that the words were just something that you guys saw that reflected something that your character values.
Okay, that's fine.
So if you want to make it up
This one's
and now
good.
you didn't get one, then you can choose one, and you can just lean into that and use it in your role play.
Bagels. I got bagels.
Yeah, okay.
Bagels.
Bagels?
Your bagels sound great right now. I've got some munchies. All right. So,
Is now a good time for a munchie break?
yeah, you guys have the beam marked on your map, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You
Lovely.
now have another mark that I'm about to mark. So if you guys would like to follow the river into the Reghead Glacier, I am going to reveal to you where you can find the door.
Oh my gosh, we're finally there.
Holy moly.
That's
Guacamole.
way up north. Way
Here
up
we
north.
go.
Oh, I need to scroll out. Where am I?
We're going to the door via way of the
Oh.
beam, right?
There you go. I
no,
just shift clicked
the beam
it
is
for
an
you so you can
opposite
find it.
That is going to
The
be
beam
a
is not
journey.
what?
The beam is a different thing, and it's in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
But
we can go from where we are to the beam to that door.
It's not
So-
that far off.
It's only
I'm okay with that.
slight detour. I mean, I know in terms of like the
I mean,
map.
it's gonna add like 4 days maybe, but
Yeah, it'll add
need-
time, but
Oh,
Wait.
if it adds 4 days, I don't know if I'd be down.
We need provisions. A lot of provisions.
wait, let
Yeah.
me.
we bought a lot on last trip.
Can we work it
Okay.
out with
Also,
the?
I would like to
with the measure
welcome
tool?
my adventuring party to chapter 6 of the adventure.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You have finally
Add level.
escaped chapter 2 and chapter 1 hell.
43 miles.
Because chapter 3 was the
That's 10
fortress,
miles.
chapter 4 was the dragonflight, and chapter 5
Yeah.
was Arl's abode.
Oh wow.
Oh, was it? Okay.
So you are
we
now
might visit
entering
chapter 5 again.
you're now entering the I can't tell you what the chapter name is because you
Endgame?
don't know yet, but
What is it? The chapter name is a
It's-
spoiler.
I will tell you this,
It's
guys.
the name of the city.
You're gonna be
It's
very
probably the
excited
name
about
of the
this.
city.
What?
Do you know how many chapters are in this book?
10.
7.
There's 7 chapters.
Yeah.
I'm sad. I'm more sad than happy.
We're not gonna end. We're just
Wait,
gonna
what
end
chapter are we
Icewind
on?
Dale.
I'll give you
We're
a
gonna
little
keep
bit of good
going
news,
after that.
Goldie.
Did you say
I
6?
had considered skipping the majority of chapter 6 because the next step between what you guys are doing is kind of unnecessarily long for no real reason. I don't really like the chapter, and the majority of it can be skipped. Like, you guys could literally just like uncover like 4 stones, and then boom, you're in Ythrin, like super quick.
Hey, look! I found a random door.
But there's some really cool shit in there that I want to try to weave in. And then chapter 7 is a beast. It is so big.
Nice.
So you guys are gonna have a long ass chapter 7. It's kind of like, you remember I told you like chapter 1 and chapter 2 is basically the world of Icewind Dale. It's kind of like that for chapter 7. Chapter 3, 4, and 5 are like locations, like 3 locations. So 3, 4, 5 is super short. But chapter 1 is literally 10 towns and then 2 bonus quests. That's chapter 1. And then chapter 2 is 10 more bonus quests. Like that's a lot.
We need to grind. Let's do all the side quests. Let's get all the ultimate weapons. Let's do all of it.
Don't forget, like,
We-
I'm pumped to finish Icewind Dale because I want to get out of this snowy area, and then we can move on to like maybe a tropical place, or we can
Tropical.
explore the world together.
We could go visit Torterra.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be great.
I would love
I
that.
thought he was dimension or something.
See, now
That
I'm
doesn't mean we
perky.
can't go to another dimension.
Really? Where they have guns.
We have
Maybe
Guns there.
that should
Yeah, we
take
have a
away.
We've only really been playing for an hour. Do you guys want to take a quick break and then come back for a second? Okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go grab a
Yeah.
snack. I'm starving.
Okay. I'm gonna get some food too. I'll be back. Oh,
Was it?
Hello. Chef, it's only you. Because everyone's hungry. How have you been?
It's too early for eating.
Can understand that. How you been?
Good. Me and Sharon both were sick this past week.
Oh no.
In some miracle, Sharon tested positive. We both had COVID. I lost sense of smell, and that's when I knew something was weird.
Oh no.
But Sharon got COVID, and she tested positive. She tested negative, then positive, then negative again. And it looks like she was positive for only 2 days, which doesn't make sense. But we have a box of like 40 tests, and we confirmed many times that seems to be what happened.
How does that work out?
I have no idea.
Don't suppose you've gone to a doctor or anything?
Not in the United States.
Oh.
I can't go for checkups like that. But we had minor symptoms, so nothing too extreme, thankfully.
That's good.
Hey, Celesta's here. Celeste, you missed Breker's incredible speech. Breker, could you do me a favor? If you save that to a document, can you send it to me? That's amazing.
Over here, we've had a lot of cold weather. Apparently, we're supposed to get snow again.
Oh
Which I
my
don't
god.
want. Because the last time we got snow, we had it for 1 day and it lasted for a week. It's a record. Usually lasts for 2 days.
I
But
hate snow.
I just. You've been having a ball in this campaign.
Oh, yeah.
Based off the weather reports, it's
was today.
gonna get extremely cold on Monday. Mesh, we're gonna have 2s and 3s.
Celeste, it was today.
That's horrible. We're gonna get that the entire week up until Friday when it starts going up to 6s and 7s. But
2s
yeah,
and 3s and 6s and 7s. Cold.
yeah.
What about
It's
8s
all
and
bad.
9s?
They're also cold.
I mean, we're on 10 right now. That's the best we've had it.
Today
Oh,
was
wow.
like rainy and miserable, but it was like 13 or 14. It was like actually nice.
Yeah.
You know?
I
It's just very
straightened my
humid.
bangs before I went out and about, and then I was telling Rob, I was like, why do I even bother? Why was I even trying?
95% humidity, you know? That's crazy. Well, the good news is it's gonna be raining on my last day, Copium. But it should be very fucking cold on Friday.
I'm back.
Friday, Saturday, Cari is gonna be terrible.
It's like that every day here.
8
Rob.
and
I mean,
6.
you know.
Welcome
Yeah,
to
we've been
London.
talking about that.
It's like, okay, it's like that here, like all the time.
Yeah.
Cal, we may get snow during the week because it's gonna go down to 2s and 3s on Mondays and stay throughout the whole week. So
Is she happy
Jodie,
with
right?
the
My name's
results of that?
Jodie.
yeah, I called you Cal. We're on the
Calls me
stream,
Devii all the
madam.
time.
Huh?
I called you Cal.
He
We're on the
calls me
stream.
Devii all the time, even off
I
stream.
know
don't mind.
I switch it sometimes because I'm like, we're at that point. We can do that.
Yeah. I go by many names. My Final Fantasy people call me by my Final Fantasy game tag all the time.
Which is what? I've forgotten.
On
My
me.
friend.
Oh, me. Oh, yeah. I need to play Final
There's a new patch.
I told Cari since I'm being like unemployed, I might play some Final Fantasy as a black mage.
Yes.
Oh,
Because I want
Might.
to try playing
Yes,
black
might.
mage. So. Okay, go on.
That's
That
gonna
sounds good.
involve some weird prayers to God.
Is a black
Which
mage
god?
a new?
All right, I think everyone's
the
back
ones in
No.
Final
since we're all
Fantasy.
goofing around now.
Black Mage is the one that you started on. Then
Me?
switched to
Did you call it
yeah,
the
you
Be
started
Friends
with Black
speech,
Mage,
Chef?
and then you switched to.
That's great, dude.
Oh, okay, yeah, got
I feel
it.
like that's the Simpsons.
Thank you for
I'm
sending
like,
me
what's,
this.
I'm
I'm
like, what's Black
excited.
Mage?
Well, I
haven't
think
played
that's
it.
oh, wrong. Yeah, wrong game.
Also, just I didn't want to correct you because it's amazing, but Wormtooth is incorrect. It's Worm Doom. But yeah, Wormtooth does sound much more tribal, to be honest with you. Sounds really good. So I'm down to rename the name of the tribe to Wormtooth. All right.
One thing that Breker did do that he didn't mention was as he was going through all the loot, he put everything into the bag of holding that was gold and shiny, but the potion of gaseous form he just like set aside and left behind. So someone else needs to take that.
So where is it? Is it just on the floor?
I'm sure
Did you set it on the ground? If I was with
He would have made sure someone picked it up, but he did not take it.
Right.
He's not interested in what that is.
Do we know what that? Need this.
Do we know what that potion is? No.
The gaseous form one? Was that the one? Or-
Yeah.
That lets you go through walls, basically.
It's pretty good.
It's really
We can
nice.
also maybe use it in a tattoo.
We need that in. How can you put that in?
Because then it's like a permanent. You get that as a permanent feature, kind of.
Scratch that. Let's use it.
Oh, but that's temporary.
No, I meant use it in a tattoo, but not on Cal because he doesn't want it.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Let's do it on someone else. I'll help.
What are you guys doing? You have a epic feast with both clans present. Maybe you did a 2-day feast. I don't know. They probably would have encouraged you to do that.
2-day feast.
No, we don't.
One
have
from
time for
each
2-day
day.
feast.
Like they probably would do 2 different feasts, but maybe different times.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are gonna get a party, and then you're gonna travel somewhere. So where are you going?
To the beam.
Can they tell us how many days out to the beam that is?
To the beam.
Compared to how much longer would it take us to get to our destination if we went to the beam?
Takes a long time.
It adds like 10 miles.
I'm gonna be back. I need to move some stuff. BRB.
Okay.
Okay. And it's like, I think there's not like a road. It's like it's hard. It's like rough terrain or hard. It's
It'll
not
take
like
All right.
day and
Well,
a half.
let's role play out your questions before you do that. Then, if that's the
Okay.
case, like let's stay in character, and then if you want to make some decisions outside of that, you can role play talking and planning in character. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Are we?
So
Do
what
we
was
have
your
a map,
question, and who
right?
are you asking?
Like, okay.
Whoever's leading us, I want to ask them how if we were to go check out the beam, how much longer would that put us back to our destination of the door in the
Well, I suppose it really matters how much you want to stay there. Investigating something that is an unknown is exactly that. I don't know how long it's going to take you to be there, but I suppose getting there is going to be about 25 miles or so.
Okay.
And that would take you probably about 2 days.
Okay.
It seems
So
to
it
add
would set
like
us-
4 miles to the journey, so it's not
Yeah.
a significant deviation.
Although if
We
it turns
went along
out
the riverbed.
that, well, it could be a boon if let's think about this for a second. So let's say this is some kind of safe place.
Okay.
Just guess, right? If this is not a dangerous death trap, then you could potentially rest there safely. Who knows? It could be a good detour
Certain
to
it's
take,
not-
especially if all of us can cram around it or in it or on it. I don't know what this thing is.
It's definitely not a dangerous death trap.
Well,
That
I
thing you just said, it's
certainly
not
hope
that.
so. That's the worst case scenario, is it's a death trap and it shoots us or something with that light and that hurts. I don't know. Like, the griffins are scared of it. They don't even want to get near it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Maybe it is a death trap.
I don't know. We don't really know why they're scared of it. That's something that we can't quite figure out. But none of the people want to feel comfortable going near it because it was black and spoopy.
Goldy can speak with animals. He might be able to, unless you guys also have that same thing. He can actually get a lot of info from them. Would you be willing
when I
to
told you guys all this
with them?
info, I'm kind of using Goldie's thing to kind of
okay.
essentially say that he would have been able to get that from them.
Gotcha.
And they're really
okay.
bad at describing stuff. They're just kind of like big pokey thing, look like ice coming out. It's black and it's shiny and scary in my eyes.
Okay.
Bad vibes only. Like, I don't know.
Gotcha. Dude.
You know.
Can I add that I pet them after every time I talk to each one?
That's fine.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Pats. Your next character needs to be just a part animal called Pat. Like a anthropomorphic like fox or something that's just named Pat.
Oh boy.
And he's just very normal. He's like a wizard. He's like, hi, I'm Pat. You know?
What was my form for my occupation? I used to deliver mail.
Really, really fast because I had the haste spell.
So Devii has this occupation, to be honest with you, being a fox.
So
in England.
I think Oglai was basically the one that you're talking to in that moment. She'd say, well, there's not really much that we can tell you besides that the journey I am very unfamiliar with. And that it would be when you have to go talk to Arn. And he'd say, essentially, what you're looking at is a journey to end all journeys. You thought that the Dale during its worst winter was tough. You better bet your britches it's going to get worse getting close to that glacier. Every kilometer closer the glacier gets worse. Every snowstorm hurts because there's more ice that's coming off. The glacier actually ends up moving at a glacial pace, no pun intended. But you will see the worst of the worst when you get out there. There's no forest. It is only tundra, and it is miserable every single moment of every day.
I am so excited.
I'm assuming it's just flat tundra with no cover, with no shelter.
The interesting thing is it seems that our scouts just the other day picked up some motion. There are other parties that we were able to pick up in the distance. We weren't able to get a very clear look at it, but there does seem to be some motion.
That's not good.
We believe it to be the other tribes of the people's tribes, the Icewind Dale tribes, not Goliath tribes out there in the tundra. They're on the move.
Did you happen to notice an animal that was prominent amongst them?
Unless the tribesfolk are also part animal, no.
Well, they have a theme. They dress according to that theme usually.
Oh, you're talking about their traditional clothing? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We were not really able to discern that at the distance. It's mostly secondhand from the griffins. But yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, if you would like to, we could maybe investigate that more, but we will most likely not be alone if we're taking this journey. So if the tribes decide to be aggressive towards us, then you will need to be the bodyguards, because on these type of trips, being high endurance, well, let's just say you leave the traveling to us, and we'll leave the fighting to you.
That makes sense.
Although in a pinch, if things get bad, then I suppose we can get out of the... try to do things. But I would also like to just recommend, I don't know if you've tried this, having your sled dogs fight at the end of an exhausting day, or having them be a casualty at any point into a battle is not advised.
Oh, no, we haven't tried it, nor do we want to.
Okay, I didn't know how much travel you've been doing, but these animals, while well equipped to fighting, are great at it. And it is just not advised because you might lose them because of exhaustion, or you might lose them because they were killed, and then now you have one dog left.
There's no way he would let those dogs attack, and he's already starting to cry thinking about it.
Wonderful. Well,
Dog noise.
For
Anyway.
you.
Also, the closer that we get to the glacier, the more likely some of the foes are. We've gotten reports that there is a wild, how would I say this? We've gotten a few scouts that have told us that there is a giant roaming the tundra in this area,
Oh.
but not on foot. We don't know exactly what it's on.
Would probably peek up at that.
A giant that's not on foot?
Yes.
Can a giant ride?
Does he
We don't know. It is anything that we've heard about this thing has been secondhand, where we've heard shouting and screaming, and if people have been able to find it, then we've lost people to it.
Interesting.
So we don't venture too close to the Ragged Glacier. That's why we haven't been over by the door to try to figure it out.
Breker kind of looks over at Bear and be like, would an owl bear be big enough? That's like your big brother, right?
You would flash your
That'd be
memories
scary.
back to when you guys went to the Isle of Solstice and saw how big the Goliaths were, the giants that were wielding anchors.
Oh yeah, we saw them.
The skeletal ones.
It's bigger than an oak.
Oh yeah, the
Jeez.
skeletons. Yeah, they're way too big to get on.
We
an
did see
owl.
one alive, right? In the upper room.
Yeah, we did.
You did. You kicked his ass.
Yeah, that guy. Huh. I remember him.
He was also
We
very
kicked his
old.
ass.
He kind of wanted to die though.
Yeah, he was weird.
I gladly obliged. Cheap shotting bastard.
Well, we could go if you like.
Can you say that again?
No.
Okay. I
So
generally.
we can go if you like,
We can go where you like. Yes.
or where you like.
So what's everyone's consensus? Where should we
I
I
travel
think we
to
should
first?
go to the death beam.
Don't
I'd
call it a
rather
death
go
beam,
to the
please.
door, but
But he just said
I'll
that
let
you
you
could. It could. Can't win.
Yeah, but don't call it a death beam.
it
Call
could,
it a
but
we're
we
gonna
want
survive
to be
beam.
positive about this.
Okay, the beam that will gently kiss us to sleep.
The beam that might possibly be a death beam.
That's so much better.
Don't choke on what
It's
he's
more honest.
saying.
Sorry, I mute myself so you don't hear me eat. I mean, to be honest, going to the beam probably might give us something, and it is closer.
Well, as long as
Right.
it's not a venereal disease, I don't mind.
I would
Well,
also
I
mention
hope not. My goodness.
we have some experience with black, metallic, shiny things that have
This is very
corrupted the
true.
minds of others. If it's
Oh.
the same thing, we could at
Maybe.
least go there and try to see if it's Chardolin.
Yeah, I wonder if the white lady's chained under it.
Oh,
We never
Okay.
really figured that out.
I'm all for it then.
That ghost? The ghost? Do you remember the ghost?
I do
Yeah.
remember the ghost.
I didn't see her, but you guys talked about her.
Goldie tried to touch the ghost.
Didn't see it either,
Gotta
but
I want to save her. Why is that so wrong?
She's already
It's not wrong. It's just stupid.
there.
There's a big difference between stupidity and
Ah,
being
stop
bad.
yelling at me, getting all high pitch, and I can't understand you.
Like I said, stupidity.
I'm gonna get into a fist fight with Goldie. In
I
Okay,
am
I'm
new
sorry.
to
I'm
this.
sorry. You know what? I'm working on this. That was rude. I went too
It's
far.
fine. You're not wrong. I'm new to this. I can't help my brash, helpful nature.
You're very curious.
That's
except when you go all drooly on us.
This is true.
Did I do that?
Truly.
You mean like when he rages?
Yes.
Oh, that. I kind of like that though.
That's a choice.
You would.
I stare at Cal.
Cal's not saying nothing.
Just slowly scooch away from him.
Cal thinks she can tame Goldy's rage.
Somebody keeps getting
Listen,
Cal's
that.
gender wrong.
Cal, don't you have like several other thousand people to go through before you can get to me?
Are you a human?
I don't want to answer that.
Well, no, it's important to know to answer your question.
I retract this entire statement.
He
of
doesn't
mine.
do this for love. He just tries to get numbers.
If you're a human,
that-
then it's fine. But I mean, you know, I'm
Ow.
available whenever.
Cal, that's sad. Do it
is
for love.
sad.
Do it for love. Do it for love.
Well,
That's you.
Is love different from love?
no,
Yes, it's
love?
more. It's cuter.
no.
Oh.
It's I've heard the word
we've got-
cringe used
We've gone
before.
wildly out of track.
Yeah, let's go.
Light
This
beam.
seems like the right track to me. But
Yeah, I guess so.
Are we going
Gets
to
on
the
bear
beam?
and speeds off with his new fast bear.
What? No,
There
it
you go.
doesn't.
And we're never to be seen again.
Hi.
Come
Off
on.
into the sunset. Away!
Let's just keep going.
I just imagine you with this big shiny metal thing that's like clang, clang, clang on a bear running out into nowhere. What is it?
So yes, we're going to the beam. Any objections? Anything? No. Okay, beam it is.
Let's go. Can you hear me?
Alright, just a second.
Do it for love, Cal.
Do everything.
Just having
for
this
love.
having this conversation while we're on the dog sleds. Nice.
Yes, we should. God damn it, I keep muting myself.
Huh? Are you having secret conversations?
No, I
No,
keep
it's
muting
in the
myself.
chat. Look in the chat.
Oh.
Hmm?
Well, I have not been looking in that chat at all. How do I get to it again? I forgot.
How are you supposed to read my stupid jokes if you don't check
Oh,
the chat?
right. Oh, I mean, that's a good point. Yeah. The 5 powerful snowplow trains videos. Is this what it... Let me see what this is.
Oh
Oh.
boy.
Oh, wow. They really are powerful.
By the way, can people actually hear me eat? Do I actually need to mute myself every time I chew?
I can't.
I heard one bite, but that was it. And that was only because I was looking at your camera as you did it.
Okay.
Jodie,
Are
that
these, like,
was that
diesel
snowplow
trains?
train was
Yeah.
Breker and Bear running around in the snow.
I gathered, yeah. But these must be diesel trains though, really, right?
And then, does anyone really need the cloak of protection, or should we just give that to Devii?
Give the mash.
What does it do?
I say mash.
I have a cloak.
Get another one. Keep dying on us.
Oh yeah, no, actually, Mesh probably if it protects you, does it give you extra?
Mesh has the most magic items in the group.
Yeah, I don't have slots anyway.
Why do you die?
Do you need slots for that?
Because I take the most risks going ahead of everyone.
Stop risking yourself. Anyway, yeah. Alright, fine. Not.
Yeah.
My job. It's my job. I'm the rogue.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm trying to
Devii.
decide what's going on here.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
I would like to have this job driving this snowplow train. It looks really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what's gonna happen. The first day goes without really any
Ian, would you like to
hitch.
work on it?
There's the snow has died down. It is cold. It is nothing but freezy temperature, and you guys travel for the day of exhaustion. It is still as bone chilling as the last day. It's miserable, but it's not like the worst Yeah, it's not the worst day. It's very pretty. You guys can see the lights from everything above. The just casting of the spell of the northern lights in the aurora is just glorious. You might even have seen that there are some animals actually near the mountains in the forested areas before you take off. Really, for the full trip, there's a herd of maybe deer nearby, and even a couple of these smaller animals that are trying to get by. Some rabbits, of course. Probably some of the prey of the Goliaths that are nearby. And you get pretty close to this thing. As you are out and about in the night sky, you see the beam kind of flicker for a brief moment on one of your watches, but it doesn't hold steady. It kind of flickers and then disappears for a while, and then it flickers on again. So it's a bit odd, but it does hold for a long time after the thing has flickered a couple of times. As you kind of continue on day number 2, you see something you have never seen before. A small group of 3 incredibly hairy elephants are way out in the distance, kind of just marching and cruising on. This is your first time encountering what looks to be woolly mammoths out in the distance.
Wait, Berlin did transform somebody into one, I think. At some
That's
point.
right.
Yeah.
But he said in the wild.
Yeah, in
these
the
are
wild.
wild ones. There are 3 out there.
All the Breker's thinking that would be big enough to hold a giant.
That's true.
That's pretty.
That would also be big enough to hold a Breker.
Sorry.
Or a giant breaker.
This is also true.
You think they're
This
a family?
music is great.
I don't know where this information stuff comes from. If you guys would like to, I think I'm gonna probably table this, but yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to roll for this. I'm gonna say there's probably a lot more than 3 mammoths. Let's just say, no, I'm gonna roll for this. We're gonna do this the old-fashioned way. We roll for things in these here parts. Where are my day 6s? There we go. There's 3 different dice for this. There are 9 mammoths.
9.
A herd of 9.
Including babies, right? There's babies, right?
Yeah.
Including babies.
Any babies?
There have to be babies among 9.
No, there are none.
What?
Sadness.
I feel like there would be.
The dice don't lie.
Damn you, stupid dice.
It's not breeding season right now. The babies all froze to death.
Thanks.
How do you think mammoths
thanks.
are extinct
That's
now?
great. That's great.
I think between Goldy and Vanvalor's kind of survival skills, they would be able to discern that even these naturally gifted animals to survive in these type of conditions are clearly struggling to survive. They're emaciated and thin. Even a couple hundred feet away, you can tell. They are definitely afraid of other things. Being so emaciated like this. So they're steering very clear of your group, but, you know, as with any large creature, if they feel threatened, they will fight back. But it seems that if you hold your ground, they'll hold theirs and kind of just be two passing ships in the night if you let them, you know, and
Breker checks the bag of holding where he has 74 rations stored. It is like, those guys would eat a lot.
Because Arn is with you, kind of driving some of your sleds, or even adding some of theirs to yours, he would just say, "It's best to let nature ride its course, and then we can pick up the scraps. We are the ones who will survive. We must be strong. Those who cannot endure will meet the winter's vicious bite. That is the nature of the Ice Queen in this place."
Breker will kind of twitch, remembering like the Bear Tribe endurance challenge. Just like, I know about endurance, and no one should suffer.
That is the nature of the hunt, Breker. For the strong not only endure, but they survive. The weak will feel the wrath of the winter by being punished by the strong. They will not suffer in this cold for very long, for the stronger will eat them. The stronger must be us.
Maybe then we're just built differently. I believe the strong should protect the weak.
I believe that about our kind, for sure. I think that there is definitely something there, but when it comes down to survival, whether it is a rabbit or a large beast, I will take it down so that we can survive as our group and our kind. There's no other way to be a hunter-gatherer society without eating. And, well, one of those can feed us for quite a while. Although it is very difficult to get anything from them. So as you kind of have this conversation, you are definitely passing, and Arn definitely does not want to mess with this thing. Because there's way more than one, and it's not struggling, it's not straggling, it's not weak enough yet. And so he says, as you guys pass on, however, in their struggle, you can see the respect of their emaciated bodies still able to yet endure. And their strength is unmatched by our kind. So we will give them the respect they deserve. Fight on. Big creatures. And you continue to the beam.
To the beam.
We've done it, chaps. We're at the beam.
To this non-actual death beam.
Can we see it? I mean, what does it look like? What are we looking at?
It's in a beam of death, I'll tell you that much.
Yep.
Shush, we don't know that yet.
We last saw this beam from like Care Koenig in like session 10.
Yeah. I was like
2 years ago.
No. We last saw it when we were meeting the hag at the chest place. A bit after that.
Yeah, we
I've
sat
had
there
this
too.
place.
That was like up the East Coast.
I had this place cooking for a long time.
How bright is it? Can we even
Did you think we might go here tonight?
I thought you guys might go this in session 11. Oh man, I cannot tell you how happy I am you are here.
See, it's definitely a death beam, I told you.
For the love of God, stop it.
Unfortunately, the storm begins to kick up as the woolly mammoths go. The storm continues, and the death beam, as you described it, it comes into view only briefly as a 20-foot high, not very tall, irregularly shaped spur of rock just juts out from the tundra ahead of your group. Smooth and shiny. Surface could have never been worn down by the wind. No, this protrusion looks completely out of place. A jet black thing that has been thrust into the ground itself. And the beam of light flickers out from the top. You're a few hundred feet away. And Arn says, that is quite enough for us. Sorry. That is quite close enough for us. I will be unhitching these and trying to dig out some safety for this blizzard. If you want to go venture in there during this and give us a good go-ahead to go inside or around that for something, I don't know. I don't want to get anywhere near that thing until you guys give us the okay. But for now, we've called the Griffins in, and we're not going anywhere near that thing.
Yeah, we definitely need to make a base and scout out the area.
Can I flash a divine sense at this? See if it's
You are
evil?
well out of range. Divine sense is like a 60-foot range from memory, and you are like 300 feet away. Maybe 500 feet away, probably, since the Griffins are with you now. And again, the other thing is you guys are literally getting a class 1 blizzard coming in, so you guys got to make a decision.
We need to make a base, hunker down, and make a plan, and then approach it cautiously. You can't just go rushing in like now in the middle of a blizzard. That'd be dumb.
I agree.
Breker kind of looks at it, but it's big and shiny.
A lot of things are big and shiny.
That can be very valuable.
Breker, we just got a bunch of big and shiny
giant gemstone.
We got a lot of that. How are you?
Instead of doing that, why don't we count the gemstones and gold again tonight, Breker? Why don't we do that?
Breker's eyes kind of like twinkle as he says these things, but there could be more. We could have more gold and shinies.
Right.
Okay, hold on.
There's something. Is he okay? Can I check
to talk
on
him down.
Does he have
needs
a
to
curse
talk
or
him down.
something that's causing him to be obsessed with shinies and gold?
He's always been like that.
I'm gonna whisper to Valin, Rob.
I need to put my light on.
What are you whispering to her?
He typed it out.
She just responds out loud. Well, of course. You all are magnets for that sort of thing.
Of what?
Especially you. And she sticks her
where?
bony finger into your chest. Especially you, mister.
Me?
No, to Mesh.
Me.
What? What? Where?
She
what?
whispered Mesh whispered something to her, and this is how she's
I
responding.
know. Devi's asking out loud. What?
Okay, sorry.
I'm confused.
You wanna try it then? He seems to be acting out.
I'm back. Who's acting up?
I don't do that sort of thing without consent.
Breker?
What are you doing?
Who's
Breker,
doing what
you
without
giving consent to try something?
Breker, you need help. Is this
You
what
always
I
need to
think
get
it is?
consent.
Are you guys doing
On
an
the way
intervention
to
by
the-
trying to just get
the
rid of the
crystal?
gold obsession thing?
Well, I can cure your curse,
I, as
Mr.
the
Breker.
doctor here and the leader, give consent
Breker,
for my underling who is not in his mind to help himself.
I'm not cursed, guys.
Hold up. Wait.
That
Everyone
sounds
calm down.
exactly like what something that was cursed
Breker,
would say.
Breker.
And she rolls up her sleeve.
Breker, let's like arm wrestle. Let's arm wrestle.
No,
see
wait,
who wins.
no.
Now,
No,
I'm going to
that's not-
enjoy
he's-
this.
He's cursed mentally
Here
to
comes the
like
choo-choo, Breker.
stuff. Oh gosh.
No, I think he's just like that. I don't think he's.
No, he's not. He more recently started and he's getting worse.
No.
He is.
Breker is just like.
Are you
cursed
Fans.
too? Are you cursed to defend him?
Spend your spells.
No, I'm
checking
just
if I'm
saying. He
cursed.
just seems fine to me. I mean, I don't know what the big deal is. He's always like this. He's always been like this.
Not this much.
Let's fix him.
Now, Breker, do you want me to do this? All jokes aside, I will not remove your curse if you would not like it. to be done.
This is justice.
If I'm not cursed, we go to the Black Shard tonight.
No.
Well, you go by
hot
yourself.
damn tonight.
That's who's going.
Hot
No
damn
one
tonight.
no one else. Like no one else is going. No one else is going. You'll be going by yourself. That's what I know.
Breker kind of like snaps and is like, if I'm not cursed, I go to the Shard alone tonight.
Good. You do it.
I'm gonna slap Breker
Well,
in
that's
the face.
rightfully
That's okay.
ill-advised.
He's definitely cursed, so it won't matter.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna slap him in the face. Remember your oath.
Remember who you are.
Simba.
That's how you remove the curse.
All right, so you
Breker.
see what you normally see when Velen rolls up her sleeve. Her veins dip black. Her book opens by itself, and a green, sickly liquid drips onto the floor before going and crawling up her legs into her arm, and she grasps the shoulder plate of Breker, almost draining the color out of his golden armor for a brief moment into this desaturated green. Breker, are you cursed?
Breker is not cursed.
What?
You see the color drain and the spell not take.
See?
You are
And the blackness
wait a
kind
minute.
of just like mists up into the air like a candle that has been snuffed. There's nothing wrong with him in this
Told
stretch.
you. Why does no
That
one
means
listen to
that
me?
there's something
I would
really
like to know
wrong
in this
with him.
group why
Here's
nobody
the
listens
thing.
to me. Why does nobody trust my words?
mark
But everyone
off
will listen to other
second
people. Except for
level
me.
Are you mentally disabled? That sounds. Oh gosh, I didn't.
Wow,
Went
your
a bit
words
far.
are very good today.
No, I'm so sorry.
Wait,
Incredible
Breker,
job,
why
Devii.
do you all want to go right now? Why is it so important to you?
Why is he obsessed with gold? That's what I want to know.
I can't leave
That.
shiny
That's
things
what I'm
behind.
trying to tell you.
Why?
He's compulsive. He collects things. There's lots of people who can't leave it. Have you ever
remember
met a
what happened
pirate
when-
before?
When we was in the in the fort,
Well, I
the
haven't seen
castle,
people who are
and then
like
he
this
went
that aren't
after
pirates.
when he tried to get that armor, and the armor came to life, and then he kicked our ass. Do you not? No one.
There's
forgotten
many
about
valuable
that.
things that
True.
are not
This is
just
true.
valuable monetarily that shine.
Breker pulls out his journal and starts going, like, flipping through the pages, and is like, back during the trials, I started mentioning gold in almost every single message I
Yes, I
started
noticed
writing.
that. Something's different about you. I will say that. You might not be cursed, but something has changed.
Dallan shrugs. People change.
What will you do
It
if
seems very obsessive.
if you don't go right now?
I have to go.
And if you don't?
I'm with him. This place is fascinating, and I'm getting some very weird magical vibes from this place.
I mean, you could just wait out the storm and then go. It's not like we're not going.
Yeah,
If
If
that's,
this
something-
place is
That's the
a
only difference.
solace for even my old bones to go inside unsafely, I would much prefer that to this
Is
shit.
it possible to roll just to see if something else is going on besides the curse?
I'm gonna say no, Cari, because there's
That's
nothing wrong
okay.
with him.
Oh, really? Okay. It just seems like it stepped up a notch, but
I mean, if your character as a doctor wants to make a medicine check, I'll allow it. But
I was gonna.
if you're looking for a specific answer, I'm gonna actually let Breker set the DC himself. And
Okay.
if you roll medicine against it, then Breker will let you know.
Is that okay? I was gonna offer to do Arcana. I'm not very good in it, but if I can do medicine, I'm okay. I'm down to that. But
What are you looking for with medicine?
I don't want to do medicine. I wanted to do Arcana.
If you do... Rob, I gotta ask you a question.
I'm
I
not
answered
good in
you back.
Arcana, but I definitely think it's a. It could be either. It could be medicine, or because it could be like a fatigued related thing.
Hmm.
Stand by. Breker, do you remember when this happened? Right. Okay. Then, okay, there's your answer.
So as Breker kind of reviews his notes, and with Valen's casting this spell, the twinkle does leave Breker's eyes a little bit, and he's like, as long as we go and see it tomorrow, as soon as the storm clears, that'll be okay.
Okay.
And yes, you can roll Arcana.
Okay. I don't have my dice set, so I will just do it online.
Do it the way us peasants do it.
Yeah. 16.
And I roll history to figure out when the change occurred. Maybe I can pinpoint something.
No, it would be insight.
Well,
And that would be a higher DC.
At least from what he just said, Breker mentioned that it happened during the trials.
Yes, but you
Yeah,
guys
but
don't
we
know
didn't
that.
hear it. We didn't hear that.
That's
I
what the
thought
player
you said
said.
it out loud to
No,
us.
that's what the player said.
That was what Breker looked at in his journal and would have shared that with everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So then, Mesh, you don't even have to roll then if you shared that.
We had the madness thing during the trials. How do you?
Wait.
And he had like that big thing where he attacked people after.
Cari, did you roll?
I got a 16.
Okay, then Breker knows the result.
Devii, you would recognize that this is some form of madness.
Okay.
Is this in the category of obsession?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. It was like obsessive compulsive, but it's just obsession.
Yeah, there's no compulsion. Well, it is obsessive compulsive,
is that
but
he
the
has to-
compulsion is not met yet, and that's the irritation. The obsession is driving the compulsion.
Does he obviously remove curse isn't gonna help? Does he need sleep? Does he need
You can tell Devii privately what I told you, Breker, with the result of that check.
Oh, I get it now.
remember when he like failed that natural one and
I remember
attacked
now.
someone?
I would
I can't say
say,
that's
Breker,
for
you're
sure,
not
but-
sure how many. But the upper level thing, I think you can kind of understand what I mean by that. The upper level thing, I'll definitely get rid of that.
Yep, I get it.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Devi's eyes suddenly get like wide with like a. Okay, I think I know what's up. And she will try to make eyes with Mesh first, most. And like, brain thing, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brain thing.
She will say, I think he's dealing with some madness from when we had difficulty when all of us went mad. And I think that we're onto the right track with the remove curse, but I don't think just one time is going to do it. I think that Valen's going to have to do it a couple times.
Okay.
And that should work. And I'll let her know, but I know that you're close to Chef, so I wanted you to know.
Got it.
Not Chef. Okay. And then I will say, can you deliver that to her mentally?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll just message Bolin. This might be a repeat situation to lower the curse.
And she would basically just say, well, this is expensive magic, and I don't have my tools if I can't use them. You just hear her complaining in her head. She's like not trying to communicate with you, but she's also like, I wouldn't be upset if you read my mind when I'm upset about this. You know, she's just being snarky.
On a side note, there's this property of the identify spell that lets you know about any kind of magical effects on a person.
So the difference between detect magic, there's three basic things, right? There's detect good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
There is kind of a little bit of overlap with that with what Breker has in his divine sense and the primeval awareness that rangers get. And then there is detect magic. And the third aspect is the hardest thing, which is essentially like arcana versus medicine, right? Real madness doesn't have a magical trigger like real madness in today's world. What Breker is struggling with might have been magically induced, or it could be stress induced, or it could be both. But the result is not magical, right? So that's what I'm trying to get across here.
That's what I was like. There's still something, but yeah.
That's something that's really weird overlap because of like it being intensely real in this game, and even including magic is like a very fine line. It's like it's meant to be something as like magic is meant to be the thing that explains away a lot of things, but it also is not meant to be a catch-22 where like, oh, I can't solve this problem. It's magic, you know, from the player's point of view as well. It's like, no. This is meant to be a tough thing to deal with. It's meant to have that wall there.
I was actually talking about this line in the identify spell. If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it. But this is not
correct.
A spell.
So that would be very good if Breker was being compelled to be mad by some other magical fueled thing. There are some spells that might do that, or higher level versions of spells might have this as a byproduct of their result. You know, you don't know that. And your character as not like a high level wizard may not be aware that there are spells that don't do that. You know what I mean? You don't have the magical capabilities of understanding the nth degree of magic. So it's a good thing to, like, I can still see Mesh using his intelligent mind to say, I think this could be a good check, and maybe you do the ritual and you check Breker and like, this is not coming up with any conclusions. Like, that's very real to say you cast a spell, you check him just to do your due diligence, but it's not going to come up with any new results for you. And especially with that, like, it also helps you kind of triangulate what Devi's kind of analysis has come up with medically. But it's really fun for me. Like, just this is a side note as a dungeon master. It's very fun for me to make medicine matter in D&D because not very many people do. They're just like, oh, explain it away with a magical blah blah blah. Like, no, like medicine super matters. Like, murder mysteries, like injuries, lasting problems with people, like mental trauma, like the whole thing. It's nice.
It would have been I would have been a 23 if I would have rolled medicine.
Well, I think Breker told you to do Arcana because of the nature of this specific
I felt
thing.
Like that was
Arcana
would have been better.
I thought Devii said she was doing Arcana, so
I did.
Well, yeah, I mean that's exactly right.
Revealed something else.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay.
As Breker kind of reads his book, though, he's like twitching a little bit, and he's like, "You guys remember on that boat with the dragon? We left behind a pile of gold."
Yes.
We left behind a pile of gold.
Can I slap you in the face and see what it does?
In the town that I'm blanking on the name of, I buried a chest containing those cursed items.
Yeah.
That was pure charlatan.
Dallan, can you couple more, please?
I don't think doing the same thing again is going to do anything.
I think it will.
Breker like goes off on his own with his journal and is just like slapping the page, and like when he sees like egregious mistakes that he thinks he's made in the past now.
It's all right, guys. If we even just help his obsession now, we can go.
he started getting a little bit clearer though when you.
Yes,
when you
but that
did it
means
the
it's
first time.
temporary. It's not powerful enough magic. This is just suppressive.
What are
You
you
saw what the
casting
magic
on
did. It
him?
hit him. I'm removing curse. It's not strong enough.
Do you have something like greater restoration?
Do I look like a cleric to you, Miss Cleric?
You look like a powerful wizard who knows a lot of spells.
I'm gonna do an aggressive spell if you keep asking me dumb questions.
I just want him fixed.
Well, fix it. It's not a spell.
I
There's
wish.
not a simple
Mending-
solution when someone
mend
goes
brain.
fucky with their brain.
I can cast Wither and Bloom.
What's that?
That'll work.
What is that
It'll-
supposed to do?
It does a lot of damage.
Does it?
Wonderful. Why don't you save that for the things that actually are trying to kill us?
I was making a joke. Gosh.
I'm fucking cold out here, aren't you? Can we go to like figure something else out?
Let me
When I'm
look
not
through
bone
my-
chilling my
Ooh,
arthritis
cold.
into
Tomorrow.
the ground. I'm
Ooh,
snarky for a
cold.
reason. I'm old.
Devii, all the
Devii, where did you go? Devii, come back here. No, stop.
What? Yeah, if we're gonna call age rank, I don't think you win.
Nice, Cari. I got your message. My brain be good.
Oh, what I said.
Amazing.
I messaged Rob.
All right. So who's getting closer to the big black rock that is
Is it
only 20
today,
feet
or is
tall?
it-
What time of
Surprisingly,
day is it?
when is it now?
you're about 300 feet away, some give or take.
No. What time? Sorry, what time of day?
You have no idea. You're in the middle of blizzard, and there's no
Oh.
night-day cycle here.
Oh yeah, sure. Yes, let's make a base first.
Would dispel? I'm assuming dispel magic wouldn't do anything, right?
You don't know until you try.
I
How
don't
is
have it
there a
prepared.
no
so I'll
daylight
prepare it
cycle?
tomorrow.
Did it just stop?
The day-night cycle is impossible to tell once the blizzard kicks in, but you guys have been traveling
Oh,
all
okay.
day, so your
What if I
dogs are
do
spent. So there's no more travels to be done today.
What if I
Okay.
bestow curse, which removes a curse? It's like a cursed curse.
Addition by subtraction.
Yes. It's a double positive.
I see what you're
Double
saying, but it
negative.
is just as stupid.
Breker kind of
You're-
yells that while pacing around. I'm not cursed.
Cursed to never be cursed.
It's too cold to roll up my sleeves again. God damn it.
You're right. You're currently not cursed, but you have been, and it's affected your brain.
All right. So, who is going to mess with my giant black rock? Me,
I'll
please.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, but not
in
right. Send in the
Send-
clowns.
Send in the
Well,
clown.
that's not what I was
Breker
gonna
is
say, but-
waiting until
No.
the storm clears.
Well, I will let you
Okay.
know that
Well,
I
hang
need
on.
to roll
Wait, you
for
didn't
that.
say you're not waiting until the storm
No,
clears?
he is.
Oh, he is
That-
waiting. Okay. All right.
That's
Or
make a
anyone else
base.
goes. If anyone takes
No
a step
pressure.
in that, like, you know the offsides rule in soccer? Breker's
Oh,
following
yeah.
that right now where
Yep,
he's calling
It's
anyone
called
else
football.
closer to the...
It's called football, damn it.
Yeah,
Can we
I bet you
maybe-
drink sparkly water too.
No,
I actually
don't.
heard somewhere that the original name actually was
What?
soccer.
Well, you heard wrong.
Okay. Can we?
I don't know.
Can we make a base?
That's what Arn's doing. They're trying to make
Robotic
a setup
Java?
for the dogs, but
Oh,
I will tell you this blizzard is one of the worst ones you guys have encountered. I'm gonna roll for the time.
Can we make a tent? Can we?
Oh, okay, I need to roll one of these.
Cal, you and I
Yes.
go
Where are we going?
check out wherever the hell that thing is over there. That rock that looks very dangerous.
But can
Stay
we wait
down
until
until
after
the
this
weather's clear.
blizzard? What? You're in a hurry to
No,
get
no, no. I'm saying if one of us needs to go, I think we should both go. If we don't have to go, let's not go. That's more.
Well, I think you and I could, like, for start, but yeah, we're just planning this out, right? So,
Yeah.
we should, like, honestly go, like, scout the perimeter first before we just, like, directly head on, just approaching it straight away. We need to scout our perimeter, and then we can kind of gradually get closer and see what's there, and just make sure there isn't any other living creatures in that area that may be hostile, first of all.
I'm up for that.
Yeah.
But I want to.
And then we need to, yeah. And then once we get close enough, we need to see what sort of magic is there, if there is any magic, which I'm guessing there is.
But we will not engage. The second we see anything of any kind of danger, we come back.
Right.
And we're telling this to everyone else.
Yeah, we'll report back. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go check out the spindle. All right, I would like you to. Okay.
Breker's just got a goofy smile on his face as they walk closer to this.
I'd like both of you to roll history.
Me and the.
Yeah. Let's both roll.
Where's my
Are you,
history from?
Breker, are you actively thinking that you are gonna follow them?
Am I thinking it or am I doing it?
As they're stepping towards it, are you thinking it? Can I read that in your head?
If you
No.
read my head, it would just be, it's so big and shiny.
Damn it.
It must be worth 1,000 gold, 2,000 gold.
At least.
Also,
Oh my
Cari,
God.
the cloak is a crag cat cloak, so it's like a nice white.
Do
Nice.
I have like some sort of bloody
Inspiration, maybe.
inspiration? I have
If
no
it's not
inspiration.
marked on
I
your
can
character
give you-
sheet,
do
you
you
don't have
need-
it.
No, hold up.
Do you want me to
I-
give you some?
I had an unused one. I got one. On top, so I can't.
I'm just trying to see if I have. Well, I can't use my super dice for this, can I? The thingy dice. This is BS. This is straight BS.
Chef, remind me, was it you that
Complain
removed
some more.
madness with?
See if the result changes.
Was it you that removed my madness, or was it Berlin when we were at the thing, the trials?
We broke people's madness by hitting them, but we didn't do anything to break indefinite or longer term madnesses.
Alright. No, wait, we
Dallan?
did something for
Yeah,
someone.
Velen
That was
removed
obvious.
the madness curse from Torterra, but he didn't get it from our.
That was Charlatan madness.
Yeah.
Correct.
And you got yours removed, but I
Yeah.
don't remember how. It must have.
Cal, it'll be fine.
I think
rolled-
one of us had very obvious madness, and
Mm-hmm.
lesser restoration was used for it. I think.
I think.
Feel like
Okay, let's resolve this check, please. Who has rolled, and please tell me the result of your rolls.
I rolled, and I will just go with the result.
Okay.
I've got 16.
Okay.
I'll just go with the result. It's fine. It's a 3.
Okay. Goldy, when you finally get closer, just looking around, you can tell that getting a perimeter of this doesn't take very long. It is only 20 feet tall, so it's not really that bad, and 20 feet's like, give or take, 8 meters, 9 meters tall. And it does not seem to be naturally formed stone at all. Like, it doesn't even seem to be naturally formed. It doesn't seem to be formed with traditional, like, stone chisels at all. It almost seems like magic itself shaped the rock. Dally, thank you for the sub. Crazy.
Aw, Dally. We love
Also, big ol'
you.
30 months. Jeez, Dallan. Okay.
Good daddy. Go team kill, find them, or whatever you're looking for. So I'm sorry, congrats.
And as you continue to look around, you find under an area that's like kind of hard to see, but actually the blizzard for a brief moment is helping you find. There is some snow that seems to be drifting on one side. that is a 5-foot diameter tunnel that seems to be a protrusion out of this area that it looks to be pretty slippery and enters the ground at a very steep angle before winding down into the frozen earth.
Cow, you see that?
Sure, where exactly?
It's just over there. It looks like a cave, but I can't see anything. No light.
Do you have any spare torches?
If we use a torch here, it will just go out by the blizzard.
Maybe we should approach closer and then we can have a look. Maybe throw the torch inside.
Hold on. Look at the snow. It's falling down. Whatever that is, it's too slippery. We might get caught into it and fall.
Sure.
You'll also
How far are we
notice
away
that
from this
the
hole?
just real quick, you'll also notice that this hole that you're looking and gazing into is not actually a part of the structure itself. It's like nearby into the ground, like kind of poking out at a sharp angle. Just near this. It's like drifting very weird, kind of nearby the whatever, the small spire.
So we are X feet away from the tunnel, and the tunnel is near the crystal.
You got it, Jodie. You got it. It's nearby. In the ground.
No, I'm worried if we get close enough, we'll just fall and just wind up somewhere else, separated from the group. Maybe we should wait until the blizzard actually subsides.
I thought we had come here when the blizzard. Sorry, I thought we had waited. I think we went in the blizzard.
We went straight there while the blizzard was going on. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You guys have been doing this for probably about an hour, I'll say, because this is going to take a long time, and the blizzard's just going to add time for most of this. So the rest of you guys are just freezing nearby with the Arcanoth clan.
So let's just make a note of where it is. Either mentally or on the map. I'm not sure if we bought a map. And that there's, ice all around, so we're gonna have to come back with our what are those things? Our crampons to investigate this further.
Agreed. Mentally, we don't really.
We don't have the map. We can't do it like that. But yeah, but mentally, it's like we know it's like such and such distance and such and on this side of it, and then, like, yeah, just mentally we make a note, and then we're gonna go back. Yeah.
Come on, let's go back to the others. We have. Yeah, Cal, you want to go back to the others?
So yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Go back to the others. Easy.
Guys, we found a cave, but it looks too. It looks like a sinkhole. If I'm being honest with you, it looks like if we get too close, we'll fall in. So I say we take a look after the blizzard is gone.
Yeah, it was very steep and icy. There was like smooth ice covered around the area, so we couldn't even get that close, to be honest, because we wanted to look with a torch, but we couldn't even get close enough to do that. So we're gonna need to equip ourselves. Plus, with the blizzard obscuring so much, we don't know, if there's anything in or around that tunnel, any other living creatures, let's say, or undead ones, maybe. We don't know.
I hope it's not a nostril. I hope it's not.
Why did you have to go and say that? Like, just
because
why?
You've been calling it a death beam for how long?
Yeah, the beam, not the hole. I didn't know the hole was there. I'll call the hole a death hole if you want. So there you go.
Yeah, it could be a nostril. You don't know that.
Yeah, it's a death hole now.
This is really entertaining.
I'm just saying, you've woken up my worst fears, and now you can't take it.
What was it? One of my friends said today. They're like, new fear unlocked.
New fear unlocked.
Regardless, we can't do anything while this blizzard's going on.
Well,
I say
I'll agree on that. And nothing
Can we
more.
help? Can we help the hunkering down situation so we can at least get out of this storm that's freezing our butts off?
Yeah.
Can we have one of those magic tents? Do we have one?
Right now, are we resting?
Well, resting is a very loose term, but yeah.
I was enjoying watching you two argue and not really paying attention to what
I mean, we can argue as long as we're out of the cold, because we're arguing. We're going,
Yeah.
not to death
Well,
hole.
can we
have
argue
one of the
inside of a tent?
I have one of the tents. I can pull it up.
Yay!
I'll mark it off.
Can we get inside and then we can play cards for the rest of the evening?
If you guys promise not to disturb our rest.
Are
Are you gonna take a long rest inside of this thing, Cari?
I don't know. What are we doing? I don't want to cast it till we decide what we're doing.
Really? It's cold.
Are we
You're gonna
resting or are we going down?
Why are you hesitating?
I only have 3 of them.
We need
We
the
have
tent.
we have free ones from Valeno, which can be real.
But I
That's good.
personally only have 3.
Let's use
we
Velen's
haven't-
one then.
But
I
what
don't care
happens
whose
if Velen
tent we
gets
use.
eaten by an
Can we
abominable
stop
snowman?
arguing about whose tent we're using and just use a tent because I am freezing my butt off. Yes, my furry butt.
Well, that's sad.
Well, it's
We're-
not
we're
very kind to our compatriots over here, including the animals. So I'll just allow anyone to come and go, and you'll have to take shifts, so it's fair. Capiche? And she opens her book and
Capiche.
begins to shiver, casting a spell in 10 minutes. After about 50 minutes of this rotationary thing, where you guys are rotating between freezing cold and then relaxing for a few
I'll
minutes.
cast mine actually, because
No, no,
I
Cari,
don't want
it's
the
fine.
animals
It's
to.
fine.
I don't want the animals to suffer.
The animals
so
will
I'll
not suffer as much because the dogs are very experienced to this, so they
Okay.
bury and stuff. It's fine. The
Okay.
thing only the what's it called?
Dome.
The tiny hut. There we go. The tiny hut lasts for only about 50 minutes
Oh.
before the storm dies way down, almost as if it was just blown in and blew
Ugh.
right out. Almost like the closer you guys get to the regular glacier, this stuff is gonna just happen a lot.
Wow. Okay.
I would like everyone to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Ugh. Give myself bardic inspiration, even though I can't.
I'm okay.
How much is your plus
For the
Breker?
love of God.
+5.
Plus 5. Well,
Oh wait, we get something from you.
Why does this thing hate me today?
If you are
I think it's
basking in the
because you got
glory of
greedy.
Tyr, you get +5s.
Yay!
Because I've got what? Do I get a +5?
You can thank Tyr for that.
Honest to God, you
will
need
not.
a +5.
Okay,
And
I
my
will.
total
If you
is
don't thank
21.
and you fail, I laugh
Cow.
at you.
Cal, shut
Can I
up.
just
and
say
take
really quickly?
+5.
Thanks, Tia. My fingers are crossed.
Debbie, what'd you get?
21.
Breaker.
27.
Mash.
Nice.
15.
Goldie.
Oh wow.
25.
Chalcedony.
Why can't I see the full total thing on here? Hang on, what's the I can't see it. Where's the bloody thing gone? The history thing. I can't see it. Somebody say my log. I can't find it.
8 + 5, 13.
Thank you. No, it's because I had the window small. When you do that, it's
Mm.
I don't know
So you
why.
have a
'Cause I've got
13,
half window. Yeah. Well,
with
unless,
Breaker's bonus?
unless
Yes.
Chef is lying, then yes, that's what I have.
All right. That is good enough
Can't I
for
see my
business
rolls,
work for the
though?
day.
For reals.
You guys note that the cold being close made the check not as difficult, but pretty much this is something else. Like, you guys are getting glacier cold on top of whatever's going on. So this is going to be a regular occurrence. You guys get in a blizzard, it's going to be a check. It's going to be tough.
Breker
And-
looks through the journal again and is like, we had a ring of warmth and we left that behind too?
We
He's
gave it
like-
to somebody.
Hang on.
Screams and throws his book out the
I gave that to somebody who was maybe going to die, so that's why I gave it away. Otherwise, I would have kept it.
I have Blackie get the book back and start skimming through what he's been arguing about.
Don't mention the fact
You
that we
guys
gave it to that.
will be able
weird
to
little
locate
dude.
a hole in the ground very quickly. Based off of the fact that there's a bunch of
Oh,
areas
here
with
it
snow,
is.
and then there's like an area where there's not snow. Like,
I'm surprised you didn't slap my hand when I gave one of my gold rings to the Chewinga.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Did not know that.
Wait, you're not crazy. Why are you after me?
Why is everyone fighting?
I don't know. I just wanted that
get on?
flavor.
I'm just enjoying this chaos because I hate the winter.
the Goliaths will tell you that they'll be fine for the time being now that the blizzard's gone. If you want to go and do your thing, just let them know what you want to do.
were with us.
Right, everyone put on their crampons.
Yeah.
Can
Can you help me put my crampons on?
No.
Because
No, do it yourself, time waster.
but it's gonna take me way longer because I've got hooves. I don't have big old clown feet like all of
Oh,
you.
pity you. You've had plenty of practice and you're still bad at it.
Ugh.
Cal, there are other people around.
Cal,
Shame on you.
will you say please?
Please.
Okay. You may lean on my hand.
Okay.
Breker, how are you doing? Feeling better?
Breker is all smiles, like on bear, ready to head towards the hole in the ground.
Is there like a sparkle in your
See-
teeth?
See, him I like. He's
Sparkle
not
in his
fighting
eyes.
anymore. He's having a good time. Why can't you guys be like this?
Because we're not
Cold.
we're actually grounded in our brains.
Yeah, but
Alright.
Breker's so high on this whatever
Being
this is
grounded
that
in
he hasn't even
reality
noticed
is
the cold.
far and overrated.
I'm gonna step out and go back to the point that I was at, taking the same route. Hopefully everyone can actually follow me.
Yep.
As we look
Tread-
at this hole,
tread
we do notice
carefully.
that bear is far too fat to fit into it.
Oh,
But hang on, how small is the
bear.
hole and how big is Bear?
Bear is a polar bear.
Very big.
Okay, so he's pretty big, but so then the hole's not
It's,
that big. Then it's like
It's
it's
thicker than a Snickers.
He's a big chunk.
is that a
Can't
slogan?
snap into a Slim Jim anymore. I'll just put it that
That's
way.
not a real slogan.
How's the vision and down the hole, Rob?
It is pitch black, and it is like once you guys get a light to this, like Breaker's light or a torch or whatever the fuck you guys are doing,
I'll
is
hold
like-
out
almost
bearing.
like if 180 degrees is like straight down or 90 degrees from perpendicular to
Mhm.
ground, this is like
Ugh.
borderline like 80 65 degrees, somewhere that range. Like it's very steep to get down.
Wow. Okay,
And then
so
not
we
only is
really
it
need
steep
go
to get down,
carefully.
but once you look past the light, it immediately like curves, and like even if the light was to reach that far down, it would not go farther because you see the bottom of this area where it begins to curve around past vision. Like you can't even see to the bottom because it just goes in a circle.
I'll hold out a
Um,
ball bearing for Breker.
I cast light on it. Breaker's like also pulling out a rope and tying it off to him in mesh as
Yeah.
well. It is like gently pushing mesh towards the hole.
I give the ball bearing to Blackie and have him hold it in his mouth, and
That's
I'll
smart.
send him down. See how far we can get.
Okay.
And like if our ropes will help us at all, or
And I'm ready to snap him
Um,
back if he gets like falling danger.
I mean, it might be a good idea to use ropes, considering how steep this is. I don't think we can just walk down there normally.
I'm gonna assist Mesh by just holding, put my armor around him and just throwing my axe down on the ground, so at least it has like a hook. And hopefully that won't.
I'm not going down yet. I've sent Blackie.
I
down.
know, but I'm just scared that something's gonna happen.
Holding him, you're just holding him anyway. You're
Let
just
me hold my friend.
Does Blackie have crampons on?
He's a lizard. He can walk on water.
He's got griffy feet, right? Like a
So,
gecko.
On
Mesh,
ice crystal walls?
you're pretty much greeted by a relatively short journey. Like, you and Blackie are both very surprised. It doesn't take very long. But this is basically like straight ice all the way down. There's a little area where the snow has collected and kind of frozen into this ice to make some bumps. But it kind of like goes down, immediately hangs a left, and then kind of spirals once, and then divots down another like area before flipping the other way and almost zigzagging opposite direction. So it's like a spin, and then down a little bit more vertical, and then spin back. And then it goes straight into what looks to be opening up into another room. You see a slippery tunnel opens up into a room that looks to be completely upside down, but it's really discombobulating because you're not sure with like Blackie's perspective, because he's like crawling in weird places and he probably got turned around in the tunnel, so the room looks upside down to him. So it's really funny looking, and everything in the room's coated in frost. Across from the tunnel is also a wooden door flush with this the ceiling, so it's like floor to ceiling type door. And the door is slightly ajar, and there are two identical stone statues that, to Blackie's eyes, because he's he's upside down, they look like stalactites instead of like things on the floor, which is pretty funny. And then across from the statues are sconces with upside down, again, because he's ridiculously positioned in this tunnel. Love it. Are like kind of burning upside down flames, which is kind of cool. Even though Blackie's like all twisty and turny.
Okay, so I break out of his vision. How far do I assume he was down? Is it 60 feet enough for a rope, or do we need more rope?
I think it's probably enough for a rope, but your best guess is if you get some climbing gear and some crampons mixed with that, and maybe like a rope just to kind of pivot, you guys should be able to get down there pretty easily. It's gonna be slow work.
Okay, so I have a climbing kit, so I'll just start making some pitons and like footholds as I'm going down.
Yeah.
Grappling hook, that's what it is.
Yeah. This is not quick work, but it's just like if you got the right tools for the job, you got the climbing gear, you got the pitons, you got the rope, you got the crampons, like you got all the right gear, you can do the job. It's easy, but it just takes time because it's slippery and it's not going to be a good time if you fuck it up. So you guys make it down there, and you see, to all of your surprise, exactly what Blackie saw. This room is completely flipped upside down.
Ooh. It really is upside down then.
Okay, so this is something that crashed, maybe?
And the flames burn down.
Not if the flame. Oh,
Wait,
why would that make flames burning down? That wouldn't make sense.
Okay,
they're on the ceiling and burning downwards. I mean,
so the sconces are on the wall, facing this direction down, and the flames are burning down.
Are we in the room or are we looking into the room?
You are in the whole kind of area. Let me see if there's a way to pull it up on.
I was spending time to cast detect magic.
To know if gravity is reversed in this room.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the second we step out.
No, I'm already telling you that you guys have already stepped into the room.
Yeah.
But we're not in there yet.
Okay.
You guys have already stepped into the room, and there is no reverse gravity in the room.
Okay.
Okay.
that's good.
Interesting.
Very strange.
Is it weird that I want
Breker
this?
measures the sconces to compare to like the bag of holdings opening and is like,
Yeah. Oh,
You
those
get that
might
close
fit.
to them to measure them with a downward flame burning.
Now, I'm
I'm
going
not-
to say something very quickly here. When you guys spill out into this room,
Hmm.
it's small.
Ugh.
Like, You guys are kind of packed in this small entrance and like entryway with some frosted stuff that looks like it might have fallen down when this thing got like not flush with the ceiling, or rather the floor on the ceiling, and the statues being upside down. But like you're pretty close to everything, like almost breathing distance from the statues. Like,
is the door small too? Does
slightly
it look like it's
ajar,
for a
and the
smaller human?
door, no, nothing is small about miniaturizing things, Cari. The room is tiny, like not.
I don't know. I'm just
like
trying
it's
to figure it out.
claustrophobic. It's not like things are the size of Toy Story in here. Okay.
Is this a gnome-sized room? I don't know.
No, it is not. The door is slightly ajar, so it does not need to be checked for traps or like locks or anything. Like it's open.
But the door's on the ceiling, so we have to literally like step.
No, it's top to bottom.
Top to bottom.
It's top to bottom.
That's
So it has hinges that work.
Okay.
With the candle, I don't know how sconces work very well. Can you grab the candle?
Also, just a slight thing. If you wait, sorry, Cari, can you say that again? That's probably more important than what I was gonna say.
The candle, if the flame is burning down, I'm just curious if it's a candle and I can grab it, I want to pull it out and then.
You want to take a sconce? You want to take a whatever? You want to take something out of the sconces?
Yeah, I want to see if the candle, if I grab it and have it burning up my upright, if the flame will go the right direction.
Give me
like
an
a
Arcana check with
bowl or
advantage,
something?
Cari.
Okay, I can do that.
Not a bowl, but like a metal container thing.
Oh, I got a natural 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
When's the last
I'm good
time we
at
had
Arcana,
that?
but
Then you remember some treasure that you guys got on the pirate ship at one point in time. These are continual flame spells.
continual flame. So if I
Which
move
means
it, it's
there's
still
no
gonna...
heat in the room, and that explains why the frost is on the sconces and not burning down. And the torches are not burning the opposite way, as well as explaining how these torches are burning at all for this extended period of time.
We definitely need to bring these on our for like the future.
So the flames are also a kind of like a light purple red. So they're because that's what the big key is that the lack of heat, and that the sconces are not your typical like continual flames. These are a bit purple heavy, like almost like a slightly bluer hue than your normal stuff.
Okay.
So it's kind of a bit spooky, but it's interesting.
I want to bring them when we head out. I want to grab some.
But when you reach out to mess with them, they are not able to really be reached very well, and they're kind of like fused into the walls.
Oh, okay,
So
never
the
mind.
sconces are kind of bound there. Your guess is there's some sort of like glue almost on them or something.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. But good idea.
Thanks.
These statues, I will just give this to you, merge seamlessly with the ceiling. They depict again, upside down, but long-faced human dressed in a wizard's robes, clutching a staff. And they both seem to have a like identical expression. So like both of the wizard robed figures seem to look the same.
Do I recognize any of that from maybe historical studies?
To save time and to also put this into big perspective for you, Mesh, you have no idea. Like, I'm saying if you roll a crit, you're not gonna figure it out. Like it's like this is beyond you.
This is beyond books, basically.
Yeah, this is beyond human knowledge.
Detect magic is coming up in a few minutes, so I'll find more info.
I will let that just go off here. You are going to pick up some wards on both statues, but the protections seem to be faded and broken. So you're going to see traces of magic from them. And then, of course, the sconces are burning bright with enchantment. But you know that they're harmless.
Yes. I'm going to start peeking into the next room, look for any dangers, whatnot.
The good news and the bad news is that this is a corridor.
Okay.
It has some upside down stairs at the far east of the room that are frost filled, but the passage is so choked with rubble that you can't even use it.
So, yeah. Is there a way to check if anyone's... Oh, how should I put this? Is there a way to check if there are things that just seem to be used and not necessarily just been left to just rot?
Also, just one quick addendum to that, Mesh. There does seem to be 2 additional doors, one on the left and one on the right. Both closed.
Okay. Checking if they're locked and trapped.
Give me a investigation check for each door, please.
Advantage with the glasses. Goggles.
I'll allow it.
I need more light. God damn it. This is... That's a 2 and that's a 14. So 14 plus 7. 21 on 1.
Can you what, son?
I don't think you can.
24 on the other. 21 and 24.
Okay. Good news is they're not locked and not trapped.
Does it count?
The bad news is you still have to choose left and right.
And okay, I'm gonna ask Wellen one thing. Wellen, when somebody casts a spell like the flames we have here, do they need to be alive for the flames to keep going? Does that mean somebody's alive who has cast this spell, or does it go out?
No, this is a focus that is consumed in the nature of the spell and usually has a monetary cost alongside of it, as well as some mechanical components, and therefore, if they are fused, these things are expensive. But once made, you can keep the torch lit forever. You can put it in a bag of holding, you can pull it out, it's always going. You never have ever a need of another torch ever again.
Underwater?
Yes, they perfectly work.
Wow.
The only thing is that in conditions like we are in now, where the cold is actually a feature, you might actually prefer the heat, and the fuel is helpful. But the length of time being indefinite is incredibly valuable. And with that note, I'm going to share an image to all of you.
Colors? It is getting way later
Cari.
than we normally go, is it?
Okay.
So if you guys would like to see that, I'll post it in the...
It's meant to be like a stand-in random adventurer.
So this
Was
is
it
a standard
somewhere-
adventurer standing on an upside-down table with a bunch of books and some upside-down sconces.
Cool.
And I think the background is like a fireplace and a door frame. So you guys can see what this might look like to somebody that walks in to this kind of place.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely see that it's
Give you
not
a little bit
reverse
of
gravity
imagery.
now.
Yeah.
Where did you post this, Rob?
Yeah, because the ice is
I will post it in the
cooling down.
I did it in Roll20, but I'll put it in the page as well.
I'm gonna peek in each door, see if there's hallways or rooms, or is it one room and a dead end?
Okay.
Figure out where we can go.
I will give you, if you're just doing a quick cursory look at both of them, one of them has some kind of like bookshelves in it, spilled around a table, and then the other has, sorry, these are close enough. Tall bookshelves affixed to the outer wall have spilled their contents onto the ceiling-turned floor. A large table lies on its side with a leg broken and a 5-foot wide tunnel in the floor to the east side of the room leads downward. So it looks like the ceiling, the old school ceiling of this room, now the floor of the room has a hole in it. And that is in the left, that is in the right room. In the left room, there seems to be a jumbled up, shattered equipment, much to the near of much of it near 2 heavy wooden work tables that are upside down, and another one is on its side. So this one looks to be some kind of like bunch of equipment that's just all tossed around and shattered, and the other room looks to be like some bookshelves and a hole.
So
And
what?
that is where we are going to leave it for next week. You guys can decide where you want to go.
That is what? Are we finished?
Yeah, that's going to do it for this week, guys. We've been playing for a long time, and you guys have done a lot this week. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I hope you had a lot of fun, because I certainly did. It was fun.
Thought it was to explore more.
Yeah, this place is like, no joke. I think this is one of my favorite places in the whole like pre-Nethril thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or like not Nethril, Yithrin. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like my favorite kind of pre-Yithrin thing. It's so cool.
Yithrin.
Like I just imagining going down like a water slide or an ice slide and then spilling out into a room and everything's upside down is so cool.
I was imagining
I was like,
that.
whoa,
It's like
that's so sick.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. It's like a through a looking glass type moment.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this place is way too cool. Yeah, and you're at the part where you're starting to uncover some more things, and then I'll let you guys know that I need actually more time to prepare past this point. You guys got to the wall as it were.
Yay!
Because I can't run this place as intended. You guys have spent way too much time doing other things. I got to change it.
Okay.
So it's a good time to be unemployed, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Icewind Dale. This week, I'm sorry we were in the Pokemon Go category for about an hour before Diaz supposedly changed our category, so thank you, Diaz. 86 has been a banger, and we're on our way to finding the lost city of the Yithrin with our Song of Summer. We hope that we can have Dallan with us next week. It is Larvitar Community Day, but we don't really care because we had that already, Smile. So we'll see you guys next week. Fingers crossed. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
It's Saturday yet?
Bye.
Not a death beam yet confirmed. See you later.